I did a joke on stage, or we talked about it on the show. Can a man over 50, even if he got millions of dollars, find true love? And I think the answer is no.
Corey Holcomb was on the radio in Chicago to talk about his show that happened this weekend, The Book of Corinthians. Big show every year. I'm sure he did not disappoint.
I be wanting to cape for Darlene sometimes when y'all be getting on. I be like, hey, Darlene.
No, she's
Darlene, good people.
She's over 50 and believes in herself. That's disease in America. I did a joke on stage, or we talked about it on the show. Can a man over 50, even if he got millions of dollars, find true love? And I think the answer is no.
No.
You over 50.
You can't.
Even if why a man over 50 can't find true love?
Well, you've been out here 50 years and you ain't picked the right one.
Yeah. And now you gotta wonder: is they liking you for you, or is they liking you for the money you got? So that's a barrier right there.
That's a fact.
Over 50 is definitely the money.
But ain't the money a part of you though at that age?
No. Money goes away.
You can lose it tomorrow. Do you like me for me?
And when she get control of your money, you go away. It's a cold game.
I'm glad you here to talk to these two, man.
So what about I see where y'all going with this, but let's say it's a woman. A woman gets over 50 and she may not be as beautiful as she once was, and you know what I'm saying, and you fell in love with her looks and beauty. You don't leave her just because she's not as attractive. That comes with age.
So you saying you fall in love with a woman over 50?
I'm saying I fall in love with a woman.
No, he's saying if you with her and then over a period of time,
her looks
fade, which is gonna happen with
her
everybody, with men.
Those are the double standards that exist, you know. A man and his money, a fool and his money will soon be parted. A woman over 50 and her looks. Do we have a cute saying for that? No, there isn't. There isn't.
Fade, which is gonna happen with
everybody,
with
no,
men and
like
women.
when you have a girl that's been in your life and she's solid with you, you supposed to hold her down. You know what I'm saying? And just see people who better behind her back. That's how it works in America. It's just saying it out loud is what's shocking. But when you have a girl that you've been with a long time, especially if she fall off in the looks department or weight department, you still cherish her and treat her good. But when she's not around, you do things you want to do.
So LeBron and Savannah ain't never breaking up.
Right, okay.
You know what I'm saying? No matter what Savannah go through, LeBron gonna hold her down. She been there since day one.
I love Savannah. I've never met her none, but do you see how LeBron kids act?
Yeah.
They're respectable family.
Yep.
Not like Curry family. That is ridiculous.
Curry
kids be wild during interviews.
His wife is way out of control.
She's out of control because she say she be wanting attention from guys sometimes. You know what I'm saying? She feel like she not getting enough attention.
Well, if a girl tell you she want attention from guys, that shouldn't be your wife. That should be somebody.
I believe what she said is that she wanted as much attention. She was confused as why she didn't get as much attention as arguably one of the best basketball players in the NBA. That's how high the ego is. That's where your normal woman, you know, that's how high the esteem is of some women, that they think that you are this legendary player who has changed the sport. They should get as much attention as you for simply being a attractive woman. That's where the disconnect is. That's what we're dealing with here. Now, is that just a healthy ego, or is that something that women would say men are delusional about? You know what I mean? To think that they can compare.
Sometimes, you know what I'm saying? She feel like she not getting enough attention.
Well, if a girl tell you she want attention from guys, that shouldn't be your wife. That should be somebody you stop through and drop off.
Damn.
I'm just saying. How do you keep a wife and you're Steph Curry? You probably one of the best players who ever played in the NBA, and your wife says that? No.
Yeah.
Starting over is hard, though. That's what it is.
So, I don't know why you ain't wrote a book yet. Just a funny-ass book.
Steph Curry should start over before he get 50.
Right. How does it feel like you, as far as comedy goes, as far as I can remember, and I started in 96, so I see when you've been doing it, you've always had the relationship, the realist relationship advice. So how does it feel when you see, you know, rest in peace to Kevin Samuels of the world, the Fresh and Fist that's now saying what men want and what men need. When you kind of been doing that in the hood, Dr. Phil way from the beginning, how does that give you a sense of pride, like you were on the front of that before it got popular? Because it seems like it's gotten popular within the last 2-3 years.
Well, it's easy to put a couple of girls on there who ain't got no sense and just alley-oop them the whole show. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
I could have did that. I don't like that. I don't like taking advantage of people. But what I am saying is this about relationship experts and everything. It's just advice because the best of us can't figure it out. It's just every once in a while,
That's a fact.
you get blessed and you meet somebody who really got your back. That's how life really goes. And most men do not know how to find that person. God just happened to give it to you like here. I'm going to let you have this. Because you see what Steve Harvey going through. You see what Russell Simmons is going through. All these are rich men, but you know what I'm saying? They can't keep anybody. That's not a diss to either one of them, but I'm saying it's like, man, we don't know how to pick a woman.
Yeah, that goes for all the people that think money is the solution to their relationship problems, that all of a sudden they're going to get wealthy and then everything's going to be right. I mean, there's a reason they said more money, more problems. And it ain't just the ops trying out to get you. Now you got to worry about the call coming from inside the house. You got a lot of people who, they fool. You know what I'm saying? They're out here with a chick that wouldn't spit on them if they was on fire. They wouldn't take care of them in their older years if they got sick. If they had a cold, they wouldn't make no chicken soup. And this is the chick that you're supposed to be buying her bags and taking her on trips and other stuff, buying her a G-Wagon. I think somebody was saying that the other day. So we have to put things in perspective here. And then, you know, like they said with the over 50 crowd, if you out here in the game over 50, you know, just know, keep one eye open for sure. Picking women can be one of the most difficult things, you know, and that's what he's saying. He's saying it's basically a dice game. It's basically you're gonna get the best woman for you. Your job is to decipher through the women that come into your life and hopefully make a good decision. You know, because sometimes they come up with the perfect story and the perfect relationship for the first 6 months, and then something happens. Then they get comfortable and they start living with you, and things don't always end up where they're supposed to be. Things don't always end up going in the right direction. 70% of women are filing for these divorces. Can you tell me why? When you went in with the best intentions and she went in with the best intentions, but whatever you gave her in return for a relationship, she determines that it's unbearable, that she can no longer be a part of this. That's the world we're living in. That's the realism that Corey is bringing. People like Corey and, like you said, Kevin Samuels are bringing into the relationship space. And the reason it's getting so much pushback and so much heat is because they've never heard it from this perspective. You know, they used to be men are from Mars, women are from Venus. And now is Trina there? Can she come on up? Hey, put that thing in that. I'm just joking.
The best of us don't know how to pick a woman. I had a heartfelt moment when I walked up in the studio today when I met your daughter. Because, you know, I was there when you and your wife first met. And I'm like, you was like, this is my daughter. I was like, oh, that's beautiful. Because all these years later, you know what I'm saying? And you and your wife still together, right?
21 years.
Wow, that's amazing. That is amazing that you could be with somebody that
Shout out to that.
You know, yeah, we talk about. Yeah, ain't no mess up. Don't mess up.
No, it ain't easy. It's never easy. It's never easy, but you know what I'm saying? When you face the truth, if you're not ready, you feel weird. You're like, oh, I'm not ready. I think that's what happened to that kid Zion with basketball. He didn't want to play in the playoffs last year because he was overweight. And he know he couldn't be who he wanted to be.
And that girl was putting that thing on him.
Yeah, he was the wretches too out there. He had to do a video in front of Popeye's chicken type girl.
Shout out to Suki Hana and Sexy Red shooting the video of the Popeyes. I love it. Corey Holcomb stays right on top of it. His jokes are current. He got Suki Hana. It automatically popped up in my head, that picture of them standing in front of that Popeye's chicken shooting a music video. Ratchet.
But no, the truth is what makes people feel weird, but saying what it is hard to do.
There it is.
I'm afraid of the truth. You never hear people say that. They act like it's something else all the time.
Yeah. Corey, I want to ask you about this. This was in the headlines a few weeks back. You remember when Keke Palmer was in front of Usher? She went to the Usher show, and then Usher sang to her, and her boyfriend got on Twitter and, you know, was like, hey, you shouldn't be wearing that. You know, you a mom. Boom. It blew up. We was having a debate on air about it. And basically, we was like, hey, man, where he messed up, I felt like where he messed up was putting it on Twitter. You know what I'm saying? We
I said the same thing.
Wrong for feeling that way, but putting it on Twitter is where it kind of took
I think
a
he should have did
light of his own.
whatever was necessary to voice his opinion because, his girl was up there in a very skimpy outfit with a dude who passing out hot rocks, if you know what I mean. It ain't just like, let's say your girl be with some rock star, and that hurt enough.
Already.
But you talking about Mr. You know what I'm saying? It's like, yo, what are you doing up there with that guy? I'm going on Twitter. It's all justified.
So he was justified.
Well, what do you say to the women that said Kiki was just celebrating the fact that she had just had a baby, she got back to her shape, she wasn't doing anything wrong, Usher was just singing to her? Because I had this conversation.
It's part of the
I
show.
almost got put out. It got so bad that they didn't want to talk to me in the house. I said, man, that was wrong, whatever. They was like, well, no, she, postpartum and she coming back from pregnancy. What, like?
No, it's like, there are so many ladies who run into a brick wall at 100 miles per hour. You can't go out and put yourself out like that and expect respect. You can't go into the lion's den with steaks all over you. Right, you know what I'm saying? And expect not to get eaten. Why do we forget what life is about? Life is about trying to get to the point where you're going upward. I'm talking about mentally and everything. And there's so many ladies I know, when they have means to do things, they do things that bring themselves down. You can't go on stage like that with Usher and expect respect. It's just not really what it is. And anybody tell you you're going to get respect and you half naked on stage with Usher, they're lying to you. If you're a dancer, you'll get more respect.
Because that's your job. That's
right, somebody pull out the crowd and look at me. No.
He hit on so many topics in such a short period of time. It's crazy. But I mean, I think the main point about, man over 50 not being able to find somebody who genuinely cares about him, or it's going to be exceedingly difficult to find somebody that cares about him. Because, it's never a zero-sum game. There's still a little bit of hope. It's true. If you're a man over 50 and you're out there in a single game, it's blood sport. It's a lot of women that are coming with their hand out. So you have to be aware and you have to be careful. And, of course, my seasoned players, they know what it is. And that's what really gets me about a lot of women. A lot of women will think, oh, she's only with him for the money, and like they're explaining something to the OG. The OGs know exactly when they're being used. You don't get to be a sugar daddy and not know when a woman is coming to you for some sugar. You know what I'm saying? And a lot of times men make that agreement because they're willing to compromise in certain ways, I'm starting to realize that in my own life. I'm like, yeah, I can compromise on this a little bit just to get what I need in my own life. You know what I'm saying? And then the points about, where to go? Steph Curry and Ayesha versus LeBron and Savannah. I mean, I've already talked about both of them on the channel. I think Savannah James is an exemplar of what it is to be an NBA wife, for sure. She is probably the one to catch, just because, she got one of the top players in the league. You don't hear any real scandals coming out about them. You don't hear her sleeping with the the pool boys or the gardeners or whatever, or the chefs. You don't hear about her sleeping with a chef. They've got an agreement that they're going to deal with each other. And I think it also comes from the fact that, they got together at such a young age, LeBron picked a good one. Just like Corey said, sometimes we're blessed in life, blessed with the right woman. And I think in a lot of ways, Savannah James is the right woman for LeBron. I mean, we'll see. History will tell the story of a rider. You know what I mean? Somebody that's going to ride or die with you. I don't know exactly what's going on in Steph and Ayesha's relationship. You haven't heard anything come out about this situation, but I thought it was strange that she wanted that much attention, that they were competing in a way. The Zion Williamson situation, man. The Zion Williamson situation is crazy, man. He's out here in these streets. And if I was an OG to Zion Williamson, I would say you gotta pick better women, man. You can't be out here with these strippers and peace stars out here giving them a shot at $1 million contract. Because that's what it is. They have a baby by you, they become a millionaire, right? You remember the song 50 Cent sang? So I would say people like Zion Williamson need some support around him, man. I can tell there's no older man really giving him advice, because, I mean, you do that, but whatever you do, that stuff can't come out to the public like this. She can't be on Twitter going crazy just because. He's not the only person doing it, obviously, but you know what I'm saying? Like, that's not the woman you fall in love with. That's not the woman you seriously are involved with. Yeah, you know? And then the Keke Palmer situation. Now, I've talked about Keke Palmer's situation to death, about her going to the show. And I think we've kind of come to terms with that. I think everybody's lowered their weapons in the Keke Palmer debate situation, and we agree. You know, he said, just like I said, why did you go to Twitter with that? This is another, young guys, you got to start listening to your OGs. There's no reason for you to get in your emotions about that situation. You're supposed to be a cool motherfucker. You're supposed to be like, yeah, water off a duck's back. Hey, I'll deal with that when she gets home, and we're going to have a nice conversation and sit down and talk about this. Make sure you're not embarrassing me as a man. But to get on Twitter and get emotional with it, to get the Twitter fingers, is not the way to go. It's not at all the way to go. Never let them see you sweat, young fella. Anyway, shout out to Corey. Shout out to WGCI Morning Show. But yeah, let me know what you think about it in the comments. If you like this video, like, comment, subscribe. Hit the bell notification for all uploads. This is Faucette Media. Is Trina there? Can she come on out?